Hi, it's Ray from Pro Shaper Workshop. We've got something a little different tonight. A lot of people in the comments are saying, boy, I wish you did some steel. So we've been doing a little steel welding and steel forming and stuff. So I said, well, maybe we'll drag out a door that needs a little work. And this is a Jag door from a 150 OTS. That'd be an open two-seater, Jag Roadster. And a 150S Roadster is worth a lot of money today. So this is a highly desirable door. And this is in exceptional condition to compare to what a lot of people are going to face as far as problems go. So I just want to talk about what problems are here and potentially how to solve the problems. But we'll do a couple-part series on this as to how to solve each problem. So let's take an assessment first of what problems are present in this door. Overall, the door is in excellent shape for a door that's 60 years old or so. And it's got the usual collection of little dents through the years. There's one dent here, one dent here, dent here. And these might have been little parking lot dings when the car wasn't considered to be a very valuable piece. And it was annoying to have all these dents, but it wasn't the end of the world. So I don't know why this door ended up in my possession. I know I bought it used years ago, probably 30 years ago. And I didn't pay much money for it then. But now, this door, if you're needing a 150 door because you don't have one, and this is the driver's door, and you want to commission somebody to build it, there's a lot of hours, man hours, to make something like this. And if I was being commissioned to make this door by a Jag customer with all the details, all the inner structure and everything else, it's a $5,000 deal. And as a used door, it's probably worth that much if it's in pristine condition. The Jag 150s have now risen to a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that the door is expensive because the cars are expensive. It means that if you're going to build this, that's a lot of hours to build all these little features. So we have dents. We have, I believe, original paint on here. I don't think it's been repainted. That's an original Jaguar color. We have at least a dozen different spots. So maybe it has been repainted. There's a little bondo over in here. So there's a little hidden damage here. And the first order of business to fix this door would be to remove all the filler and remove all the paint. And the usual standard procedure is to get it to the sandblaster, and they blast it, and they always have a friend that sandblasts with like 5 pounds of air and he never warps it and blah blah blah. I don't buy it. You want to use heavy body paint remover on this, and that will reveal the whole history. When you sandblast, it etches the door really hard. It bites into the metal, and it will warp it. In the center here, it will cause problems, and maybe you didn't have a problem, now you will have a problem. And the sandblasting will not address a lot of the areas that are very difficult to get to. You just can't get the sandblasting in there. There's a lot of surface rust everywhere in here. Now on the bottom, you have an issue where you have a rust through here. So this is going to have a patch panel, and I wouldn't assess where to put the patch panel yet until I get this totally stripped down. And that means, stripped down means take the paint off first with heavy body paint remover and lacquer thinner and steel wool, and I'll show how to do that in a follow-up video. And then after we get it all stripped, then we'll use what I prefer to take rust off it with is Rust 911. We'll actually immerse this and show you what a great job that Rust 911 does. And it'll be just like brand new except for a bunch of little holes and stuff. But you'll get all the rust, and it doesn't, Rust 911 is inert material. It doesn't cause creeping out later on and causing paint problems or anything like that. So we can get all this rust off. We get it totally naked, and then we'll be able to assess all the various damage areas. Here, this is the kick panel. Here, you can see it's rotted through here. Now we might take that off and make a new kick panel, and if we take that off, it makes it more accessible to fix these other rust throughs over here. So all of these questions need to be answered, and every car that you're doing restoration on, and oftentimes the panels that you're going to, the doors that you're going to be working on, or the fenders are going to be a lot worse than this. And if they're too far gone, then the question is, should I build new, or should I chase after all these problems? Well, if you paid somebody to fix all these problems, meaning taking the paint off, removing all the rust, welding in the patch panels and everything else, you might have $3,000 to $5,000 worth of labor invested in this before you get a perfect, pristine door. The advantage of doing it that way is you do have all of an original metal, and if this belonged to a car that had all the original panels on it, that does have collector value, as opposed to changing out the door entirely. So this is a great little story right here. We're not going to do any actual work on it in this video tonight, but I just wanted to show you all the rust problems, the dent problems, the complexity of the whole assembly. And also the other issue is we have an anti-rattling support in here, which has felt that pushes up against the door skin, and that's in the way, and that's one of the issues that a lot of the comments have been talking about. They say that there's stuff in the way and they can't get the dolly in there to be able to take these dents out. So we have that support structure in there that's in the way, and it's right where a lot of these dents are. So we'll address that problem too, show you a couple different ways to fight that problem. And this is probably going to need a shrinking disc. It might be a little puffed up because of previous accident damage here. It looks like it probably got hit on this edge, and it puffed this up a little bit right here. And these Jags have a really nice slab side to them. They're actually a roll, a slight roll going this way, but it'll go into a slab part of the fender. And because that probably got hit right in here, the fender bumped up against it, it pushed this metal up. So this metal is high now. So we might have to push that back and shrink this back, and we're going to have to do a lot of shrinking disc work to get this really nice. So this could be a 5-part series, and I'll call it the Restoration 101. Stay tuned and like, subscribe, share, comment. It's Ray from Pro Shaper in Charlton, Massachusetts. And remember, metal is clay.